Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Grave Matters. I'm CreepyClownGirl, and alongside of me is Filia Noctis. Hi, sis.
Hi, sis. Hello, my necrophiliacs, and welcome to another episode of Grave Matters.
Hello, everyone. And today, our very special guest is Being Scared. Hello, Being Scared, and thank you for joining us today.
Welcome to our show.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So,
Very well.
Yes, it's very awesome to have you here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. For those who may be with us right now and those who may be listening to this later that aren't familiar with you or your channel, could you give us a brief description of you and your channel and how you got your name?
Yeah, sure. I'll start with how I got my name. When I was 18, many years ago, I was dating a girl, and one night, this is a very specific how I got my name story. So,
Okay.
I was driving around with her. I had just gotten my driver's license, and we had been going out for a few months, and I used to always think of creepy scenarios of things that could happen. And I don't remember what I said to her one night, but one night she made a comment and said, "You think of the scariest things I've ever heard." And that was kind of the beginning when I kind of realized that maybe I could actually write my own scary stories or whatever. And so I thought this was a long time ago. And so I thought if I, just kind of daydreaming, if I ever created a horror movie myself, I would like it to be kind of an anthology where it's just a bunch of different separate scary stories that are not connected. And I would just call it something very basic and something very to the point. So I thought Being Scared would be good. And so in 2016, many years after I thought of that, when I started my channel, that's what came to my mind. And my channel is dedicated mainly to horror story narrations with ambient sounds like rain, and campfire and other things like that. And my starting out as just kind of following the crowd as people do and doing different topics. But I kind of realized that I didn't really want to do what everybody else was doing, and I wanted to think outside the box. So I thought of something different with scary stories told in the rain, and it just kind of took off from there. And that's what most people want. So that's what most people want to listen to on my channel. So that's what I do mainly.
Well, I really enjoy your channel, and I really enjoy the stories in the rain. It's really, really good. Your whole channel is.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I enjoy it too.
Thank you.
So, do you collect your own ambient sound? Do you record the rain and the campfires and stuff?
Interesting question. Actually, I have made attempts to do that, but I can't seem to produce those sounds as good as other people do. And I want to give people the best quality as I possibly can. So to answer your question, I have tried, but no, I do not.
Oh, okay. I'm just starting to do that.
It's not easy. It really isn't.
No, it's not.
Especially when your channel is based on rain sounds and you live in California. It's really not easy.
Yeah. Arizona. Cece and I are both in Arizona, and rain's tough here too. It's feast or famine. You either get a deluge or nothing for 130 days. So,
real quick, let's say hi to everyone in the chat. Hello,
I was
Swamp
just going
Dweller.
to suggest that. Yeah, Swamp Dweller we have in the house, everybody. We've got MK. Hello.
I am okay.
We've got Chronopasta. Hello,
Hi,
Chrono.
Chrono.
We've got
Derringer.
Derringer. Hi, sweetie. Let's see. Let's go up here. Let me go up here and look. I think that's it. For right now, that's what we've got. So, hi, everybody, and welcome. But I know
Thank you
that
for
will
being
pick
here.
up soon. It always takes a few minutes.
So do
So
you
we
have
also
a
have-
question, sis?
Well, I did just ask one,
Oh, yeah, you did.
but
Brain fart.
that's okay.
So being scared, since joining YouTube to where you are now, where do you see your channel going in the future? Because I also know that you and I believe 5 other content creators just created a new app. What else do you see in the future?
What I see in the future for my YouTube channel, I hope for growth. You know, that the 1 million subscriber mark is the ultimate goal. I think a lot of people have that in common with me. That's a dream, and if I ever get there, it'll be a dream come true. I'm gonna go as long as I possibly can. As long as my voice will allow me to narrate, I will narrate stories. As far as the app, I actually created that by myself.
Did you? Okay.
No other narrator helped me do that.
Okay. My apologies.
No problem at all. Actually, saying that is not truly fair. I created it with a friend, a very, very close friend that's been my best friend for almost 30 years now, but he's not a narrator. He's not connected with the community.
Okay.
So it was just kind of my dream to create a platform, and it's happening. So that my hopes and plans for that it's going to be extremely big, everything that we've got in the works, and I'm extremely excited about it. I hope that the users are as well, and big things are happening. I can't really go into too many details right now, but we have some pretty big things in the works.
Well, I know
So
I'm
you're just
enjoying
gonna-
the app.
You're just going to tease us about it then.
Yes.
I see how you are. You say, oh yeah, it's really big, but I'm going to take it. Big
I
things
promise
in
you.
works.
I promise you'll understand. You'll understand soon.
It's
Okay,
an amazing
so
app, and I've been enjoying it for the past several months. So
okay, well, so you've got this app then. So tell us a little bit about what the app does.
yes.
So the app is essentially a separate platform outside of YouTube. I'm trying to recruit as many of narrators and friends from YouTube that I've become friends with over the years to join me on this platform to get away kind of from YouTube's very strict policies and just to try something different and have a home all our own. And I really wanted to make it innovative in a way that YouTube could never allow. And over the years, I've had countless comments of people commenting that they wish that the rain in my videos would be louder or quieter. So I had the idea of what if you could listen to scary stories on a separate platform and then control the ambient sounds separately from the stories, and give that kind of control to the user. I think they would enjoy that. And so
Oh wow.
that's kind of what it is, but it's growing very fast, and it's evolving into something that I never imagined. And that goes back to what I said a few minutes ago, that you guys are just going to honestly have to wait and see. I can't go into it right now.
Right.
That sounds incredible.
Well,
Thank
I'm
you.
really looking forward to what the app is going
we,
to have in the future.
Can we throw that link up? I know we have
Already
it.
did.
Oh.
Already did.
Is that in the pinned? Is that one of the ones that's pinned?
Yes, and I also just put it in the chat. Well, I know
Okay.
here recently the Chilling
then.
app has some new members that have joined, like your maker, Swamp Dweller, Let's Read.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, we've, over the last few months, we've been slowly recruiting new narrators to join us. Swamp Dweller is one of my best friends. He's a very, very good person, an extremely talented narrator. And he showed interest in being a part of the Chilling family early on, so he was one of my first choices to join us. And yeah, we have Your Maker, Let's Read, Beside the Dying Fire, and very, very soon we also have Mr. Creeps and the Dark Somnium joining as well.
Oh, yes. All very amazing and talented content creators, and this is exciting.
It is. It sounds awesome. I can't wait to check that out.
And I believe right now, people can check out the Chilling app for 3 days, is it? For free?
Yeah, there's a free trial. It's 3 days, so you can get a very good feel of whether you like it or not. And if you want to continue using it, it's $2.99 a month after that.
Okay. That sounds very reasonable.
Sis, you'll love it.
We honestly don't think that we're nearly on par with other huge platforms. The obvious ones like Netflix. We're nowhere near those. So we thought that the price point for monthly for we add hours of stories every week, and it's very important to us that we never have advertisements because those are extremely annoying. So
yes.
We also wanted to give people a realistic price point that they can expect every month, and we feel that it's fair, and most of our users do as well. So that's where it's at right now.
Oh, I love the app and I enjoy it.
Do you have any idea about approximately how many hours of entertainment you have on there right now?
Yeah, we actually just cleared 100 hours.
Oh, cool.
Congratulations.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's good. So $2.99 for 100 hours, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, that we think so, Of course, there are some people that think that it's too much, but then we also get people that think that we should ask for more. So, but
right.
That's what it is, and that's what it's going to stay as, at least for a while until other things happen, and I'll leave it at that.
Wow. So if anyone in the chat or anyone later listening to this podcast, if you haven't yet, please go check the Chilling app out. I think you'll enjoy it as much as I do, and others as well. The link is in here, and it is also pinned in the description. So check it out.
Great. Great. Well, that's just awesome. Okay. So moving on from that, which is going to be a tough thing to, it's going to be tough to follow. What's your favorite part about being in this horror community of ours?
The people that I've met, it's I just turned 35 a couple months ago, and when you're in high school and you have a lot of friends, not everybody, but I would say that's when you've got the most friends, is when you're around that age of high school, and then as you get older, they just kind of fade away. Before I started my channel, I'm just going to sound like such a sob story. I'm not looking for any kind of,
You're fine.
I'm just saying honestly, I didn't really have many friends before I started my channel. And since I've started my channel, Swamp Dweller, there's so many people that I call a very close friend, and that's what means the most to me. And second to that would be the difference that I might have made in other people's lives by the content that I create.
I agree with you.
I agree with you 100%.
I think a lot of us in this community tend to be loners, and the community itself brings a lot of us together because we do have such similarities. As you know, the outside world looks at us like we're weird. You know, or why are you watching horror movies? Why are you reading those books? You know,
Right.
that's so weird. You know.
No. To this day, every now and then somebody will ask me what I do for a living, and I tell them I narrate scary stories on YouTube, and they look at me like, "Well, that's a new one." So,
Right? Yeah. I get those looks too. They're like, okay, middle-aged woman narrates stories on YouTube. Scary stories, no less. All right. But then I live in a really small town, so, you know, if I were in, say, Phoenix, I don't think people would bat an eye. But up here, they're like, okay, that's weird. That's, well, great. Do you have a genre that you prefer in horror? Like, say, paranormal versus let's not meet?
you know, that's a great question. I definitely gravitate towards true. That's not only what my channel is mainly, what I mainly tell is true stories, but it's what I honestly like when I'm watching TV late at night. I will look for documentaries on that, you know, true horror, a serial killer or some. I just find that true stuff is more interesting. That's not to say that I don't think that paranormal stuff and other, you know, everybody loves a good monster movie, but it's just I am more interested in stuff that could really happen, which is also the reason that I'm so passionate about old school 90s slasher movies like Scream, because even though those are just movies, they could really happen. As you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah. Cool. I get it. I like the true stuff too.
So what would you say is your strongest and weakest aspects when it comes to narrating?
Strongest. These are good questions. I've never been asked that before. I really don't know. I can definitely give an opinion on my weakest, and that would be as far as actually just are you mean creating videos or just narrating itself?
Just like when you create your videos, like narrating your stories, you know, do you have a blooper reel like a mile long, or, you know, what is your strongest or weakest points when it comes to narrating?
Okay. Well, my weakest, I would say, and I have no basis of comparison. I have no idea what other narrators have to deal with when they're editing their audio files. But I do wish that I could have longer stretches of narrating without mistakes. Not to say that I have, you know, every single sentence I make a mistake in my narration, but I just wish that I could go longer without making a mistake, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
It does.
Yes. Yes.
So that would be my weakness. It's frustrating at times. I'm sure you guys know what I mean.
Yes.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Well, I can think of one. Well, I can think of several actually, but I know your voice is definitely could be considered one of your strongest. Also, you know.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
thank
You have.
Yeah, you have a great voice.
You do.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Definitely that voice. It's like, oh, I know who that is. So,
Right.
you have a very unique and distinguished voice. You know, like Swamp Dweller. I could be in 2 aisles in a grocery store and somebody could be listening to you or him, and it's like, hey.
Yeah, very easily identifiable.
Oh,
Right.
thank you.
Which is a good thing.
It is.
That means a lot. Thank you so much.
You're very
I hate
welcome.
to break in here. 2 things real quick. My Chris is here.
Hi, Chris.
my Christine Baker. And I hate to do this. I need to step away for a minute. There's a small emergency in the house, and I will be right back.
Okay.
Please continue, but I will be right back.
Okay. So being scared, do you have any advice that you would give a new and upcoming narrator to help them in their journey?
Sure. Yes. My advice would be pay no attention to how many other narrators are out there. It doesn't mean that you're not going to be successful. You need to make videos, and you need to try to make every video better than the last video. And you need to, as to the best of your ability, think outside the box and try to think of something new. And most importantly, do not ever stop making videos, no matter what. There's going to be times where you feel that you want to stop or you want to give up. It's happened to me on several occasions. You can ask the biggest narrators in this community, and I guarantee you all of them have had those times where they're feeling very burnt out, but you need to keep going no matter what, or it's never going to reach the point where you want it to reach.
Great advice. Great advice. And the one advice I also give new and upcoming narrators, in fact, before I subscribe to them, if they follow me on Twitter, I immediately go to their channel and I check their description before I even listen to the video. And if I do not see links in there, then I will go back to Twitter and contact them in DM and talk to them. And so far, everyone has been very receptive of that and have changed, because I told them, if you do not include links in your description or your videos from the authors or the musicians, I said it will get you blacklisted in the horror community. And a lot of them have completely changed their channels around and are doing better now because of it. So,
as a final advice that I could give, there's so much advice that I could give. If anybody listening to this ever wants like a bunch of advice, please email me. You can find my email at the bottom of my About Me section on my channel. I'm happy to give advice because I don't want people to feel overwhelmed. There are so many people narrating now, but that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that you're not going to be successful at all. So I can't. If I were to just get into my advice for a new narrator right now, I'd be talking for another hour. And I don't want to do that. So if anybody listening wants it, you can email me.
Be sure to email him. That just came up with another question, and I went, oh, there it went. So,
sorry.
No, you're fine. What was the other question? Okay. So, you have the Chilling app, you have your YouTube. Outside of YouTube and the Chilling app, do you have any hobbies that you like to do, or other than YouTube?
I really like. I'm really into movies. I don't know if that's really a hobby because that's such a common thing. Everybody likes to watch a movie, but I really am into films, and I've even dabbled in filmmaking myself, and I do plan on getting back into it. It's just that COVID kind of halted that.
Right.
And so, yes, I do have an interest in filmmaking. And this is going to sound totally weird, but I'm also kind of interested in learning how to make my own jewelry.
There is nothing weird about that, but do elaborate.
Well, I recently learned about gold and how gold rings are made and just stuff like that. And I thought it was very interesting. And I watched a bunch of YouTube videos on people actually making their own gold rings, and it looks difficult, but it looks really fun. And to be able to, for a Christmas or a birthday present, to be able to give somebody a handmade gold ring. I mean, what would be cooler than that,
I couldn't think of anything else. That would be a somebody hands me a gold ring, I'd be like, huh?
Well, I don't mean just pure gold. I'm just, there's a lot of different other elements and metals that people use when they're creating jewelry and stuff like that. But
I think it. My uncle, in fact, he used to make jewelry, and his was what is that jewel? Drawing a blank here. It's blue. Yeah,
sapphire.
No. Oh my God, I just drew a blank on it. Yeah, I'll get back to that in a minute. But he used to make jewelry, and I really enjoyed it. I really did. So.
Yeah, it looks fun. It looks like a fun, interesting thing to do.
Well, if you ever make the jewelry, we're just gonna have to promote the hell out of it now, won't we?
Thank you.
Coming soon to Being Scared's merch store. Jewelry. Speaking of that, do we have your merch link?
I'm not sure. It's in my about section of my channel.
Okay. You have amazing merch, and there's a shirt I really, 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 really want to get.
Thank you.
I plan on really, really getting, so.
Oh, come on. What are you waiting for? Do it. Do it now.
I think it's like the hand. Is it a hand and it's blue? And you know what? That just helped me remember my Uncle Tom used to make turquoise jewelry.
Turquoise. Oh, okay.
Yes. So I think it's the hand. Okay, I'm not going to embarrass myself. So anyway.
Okay, I'm back. I do apologize.
Welcome back. So Vidith and I and Josie were in a VC on Discord a couple weeks ago, and we were talking, and that gave me an idea for a question. So I'm going to ask you as well. Okay, you have Being Scared, your YouTube channel, and then you have your personal life. Do you find it hard to separate both? Like, is being scared a huge part of your personal life as much as YouTube?
If you mean, no, it's very easy for me to not. I don't know. It's to answer your question. I've got a family, and it's when I'm with them, it's completely being scared is not related to anything that we're doing. However, creating videos and managing my new app is a big part of my life. It takes a lot of time. But when I'm with my family and I'm outside of those things, those things are not connected at all.
Okay. Good. Because like Vidith, he said that he finds that Vidith has, a lot to do with his personal life as well, like laying there going, oh, I forgot to edit a video, so.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that stuff happens all the time, when I'm in my personal life and I realize that I have stuff that I have to do. Yeah.
Well, I think that kind of bleed over is common. But the persona itself stays in the studio as it were.
Right.
Being Scared lives in the studio. He doesn't come out.
So if you had only 5 minutes to live, what would your final words be?
My final words for 5 minutes to live. Man, I mean, these questions, come on now. These are like super deep. But I'm having fun with it. This is interesting. And the pressure's on. 5 minutes to live. My final words. My final words would be to my kids. First of all, I love you more than anything, and I will find a way to be here even after I'm gone. I will be here watching you, and I will figure out a way to do that. And to my wife, you're everything to me. Man, you're making me tear up. Are you kidding me right now?
Oh my God, you sing to me too.
My wife, I would tell her that she is everything that I could have ever imagined. And to anybody that I ever hurt, I apologize. And it was not in my heart to do so. It was purely an accident or out of aggression that I didn't mean. And I hope that I made a difference in people's lives.
Wow.
I think that's
Wow.
it.
Wow. Wow. Okay, let's get away from the heavy for a sec. I don't know if she asked you this. This is one of the questions I always like to ask. And if she did ask you, I apologize. God damn. Do you have a specific routine when you're getting ready to narrate? You know, that you have to have your coffee in a certain place, or you know.
Yeah.
Sorry, I gotta get away from the emotional shit.
No, yes, I do. I do have a routine, absolutely. I really, really don't like to narrate when I'm tired. So that I find that has a huge effect on my quality as a narrator. So I really, first of all, I like to be being in a good mood and being awake makes a huge difference. And so that's the number one. And then number two, the number two would be I don't require to have like coffee or water nearby. But if I do, it's always a plus, but it's never, a priority. It's never a needed thing. And I just need, I think honestly, the main thing is I need to be in good spirits. I need to be feeling good, and I need to be feeling motivated. And the absolute number one thing is I cannot feel tired. That's my routine would be, I guess.
That is awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
Sue wants to narrate when they're dog tired and you're like, time to make the donuts.
It's funny. Going off of that question, I do not remember which video it is, but one time, one of my videos, and I don't remember which one it is, I was really drunk throughout my entire narration. The entire video, I'm super drunk, and I don't remember which video it is. I'm sorry. But I found that it actually did sound slightly different than the rest of my videos, and yeah, it's just, I don't know, it made me think of that when you asked me that question.
Okay.
I'm gonna go on a hunt.
Okay, we have wow.
A question?
Well, we have two. Well, we have three, but I don't think I'm going to ask hair-raising narratives question because it's a little deep at the moment. So Derringer has two. One is, you're standing in front of a table with every single topping you could ever think of for tacos, and you have one single taco. What do you put on it?
And that's for like the rest of my life?
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know. I read it as it was
tacos. If it's just a normal night and I'm having taco, and then I might come back and have another taco, and it's going to be different. But if it's like the last taco of my life, that's different.
The last taco ever, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, Derringer, come on, tell us, was it one taco forever, or is it just one taco for the night? Okay, and their other question, so we can come back to the taco question, is if you could have any one non-traditional pet, like no birds, cats, etc., what animal would you choose as your pet? Oh, and one taco for the rest of your life.
Okay. Okay, so let's do the taco question first, because that one's easier for me to answer. So, the perfect last taco of my entire life would be a street taco. So it would be a soft corn tortilla with carnitas and no, I take that back. Carne asada. I'm sorry. Okay, so it would be steak. It would be a steak street taco, and there would be onions and cilantro and really, really spicy sauce on there. And that's all I would need for the rest taco of my entire life.
Oh. Well, excuse me, I got to step away. I got to go down to the local restaurant down here on the corner and get me some street tacos. Give me about 30. Just kidding. Oh, it sounds amazing.
I don't think I could give up tacos.
No
Not
way.
where I live. No. That's too much of a part of life.
The non-traditional pet question. That's really, really hard. I don't know. I don't have any interest in having like a monkey or anything like that. I think that would be a pain in the butt. But I would say like a big cat. I've always wouldn't it be amazing if you could have like a tiger and it would not kill you?
Right.
Yeah.
A big old tiger, like that would be
Cuddle with a
amazing.
tiger. Yeah.
I don't know,
probably say
being tiger. I don't know, being scared. I would picture you more with a panther.
a panther.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I mean, a big cat, any of them.
Yeah.
A lion, a panther. I think just because they're beautiful, a mountain lion, although it's not considered a big cat, just because they don't roar, which is stupid. I mean, they're huge. It doesn't roar, so it's not a big cat. Come on. No, they weigh several hundred pounds. It's a big cat. But
honestly, I would say any of them, and I love all big cats. Are so beautiful. Like I really wouldn't. I'm not picky. So
yeah, they are beautiful.
But I do kind of like your suggestion. I think a panther. Like, oh my gosh, imagine. Yeah, I think a panther is actually the right answer. Thank you.
You're welcome. Definitely a panther for you. So what was Hair Raising's question?
Hair Raising's question was, what is your biggest fear of the next, where is it? Your deepest fear in the next life.
Deepest fear in the next life.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need some emphasis on that. Does it like if I were to be reincarnated, or like if I'm in heaven? I'm not really sure.
Right. Yeah. I don't. Yeah. There was not enough detail. So.
I'd be happy to answer that question, but I just need an answer on that.
Well, while we're waiting for that, and this is not a deep question, so you can make it funny, you can make it whatever you want, so it's not a serious question. But if you could write any chapter of your life into a book, which chapter would it be and why?
Wow.
Okay. Sorry.
If I could write any chapter of my life or any part of my life into a chapter, what part would it be? Is that right?
Yes. What chapter in your life would you write into a book? Could be like you went skiing one time and you rolled down the hill, your YouTube channel, whatever.
I honestly don't know. I'm sorry. I wish that I had an answer to that question, but I don't know.
That's okay. You don't have to be sorry about it.
I misquoted Hair Raising Narrative's question. It was not in the next life. It was the next question. What is your deepest fear in life? And that goes along with one of the questions that we were actually asking later is phobias. So if you want to change your fear into a phobia, so your deepest fear or phobia.
Yeah, my biggest phobia in life is definitely I mean, if we're talking about common things that are not super deep, then I would say heights. I really cannot stand heights. Even watching a movie where people are like, on the top of a building or something, that I can't write. It's just so hard for me to watch.
It is for me too.
Yeah. But if we were gonna go deeper than that, like fear, it would definitely be something bad happening to one of my children.
Yeah, I think all parents, that becomes overriding of anything once you become a parent, that
it's an
something happening to
overwhelming
your kids and then your parents.
Oh yeah, it's overwhelming. I mean, when you're, I'm not going to speak for everybody from my experience, and I think that this is common throughout parents' lives. Is everybody's got parents, whether they're alive or not. You had parents at one point, usually, and if not, there was usually somebody that was there to take care of you, and the love for them is extremely significant. But then the love that it's just a completely different ball game when you've got your own children. It's the fear. Like I have a brother, an older brother that I'm very close to, that I've looked up to my entire life, and it's just a very different feeling thinking about if something were to happen to him versus something happened to my kids. I don't want to say it's stronger with your kids, but truly that's what it is. It's just a constant fear every single day, and it's my brother is older than me and I'm 35. I don't on a daily basis worry about my brother. But for the rest of my life, I'm going to worry that my kids are safe, and you know what I mean?
Exactly. And that's
it does not go away when they become adults.
Never goes away.
You still worry. It changes a little. You don't worry so much about whether they're going to get kidnapped out of the front yard or why they're riding their bike, but you still, the reason I had to step away was my daughter's having a very severe migraine.
Oh wow.
And I left the stream to go check on my kid.
Absolutely. You stop whatever you're doing, because she's number one and she always will be.
Right.
Yeah. If somebody doesn't understand that, they're just ignorant, and I feel confident in that statement.
Yeah.
So I have a question. Oh, is there another one?
There was.
Okay.
What is your favorite day of the week?
Favorite day of the week? It used to definitely, before I started my channel and I worked 9 to 5, it was definitely Friday. I feel that that's pretty common, but now I'm a YouTuber full time, and so the days of the week are, I guess I would say it's still Friday, just because that's what everybody else still really enjoys, and but it doesn't really truly affect me as it did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. So being oh, go ahead. Being scared.
I was just gonna say, I used to do construction before I started my channel, and that was a very difficult and a physically demanding job. So
Yes,
on a Friday when we're getting off work, nothing feels better than that, and knowing that we don't have to work Saturday and Sunday. But now it's different. So, but just because everybody else is in a really great mood on Fridays, not everybody, but most people in my actual personal life do a job 9 to 5, and so when they're in a really great mood on a Friday, it's just kind of contagious.
Yeah, usually when somebody's in a good mood, it is very contagious.
Oh yeah.
So, you have collabed with a lot of narrators. Is there someone that you haven't collabed with that you've always wanted to collab with? And is there like a mega collab or a collab that hasn't been done yet that you've thought about doing?
Well, the reason my channel exists and the reason why I'm talking to you right now is because of Mr. Nightmare. And so he's always been my ultimate dream collaboration. I've only talked to him a couple times privately with email, but that's my ultimate dream collaboration. And I will never give up on that dream. If he actually decides to actually do it one day, I have no idea. But that would mean more to me than you could ever imagine.
Oh,
That's the same answer that I got yesterday on this same question. He is a very popular person.
Oh, he's the the
awesome.
the king. He's the king of horror narration.
He is. Again, I don't know if she asked you this while I was away. Do you believe in the paranormal?
I really truly wish that I could say yes, just because I feel that it would be a more interesting answer, but no, I don't. And that's the reason why I don't, is because out of all of the videos and audio of people capturing spirits and ghosts, all of them could be, it's just none of it is concrete proof. And you would think that there would be proof after all of the technology and everything. And I've never experienced anything, so it's a kind of situation to where I'll believe it when I see it, kind of thing.
Okay.
That's absolutely, that makes sense. I mean,
I don't have proof, because I was 17 and back then cell phones didn't exist, but I can tell you for factual sure that I did watch a ghost hang himself. Another time. So
those of us that have had it happen.
You watched a ghost hang himself?
Yes. Years ago, my sister lived in like this old style house, and even though it was in the middle of a city, Phoenix, in fact, when you walked onto the property, it's like you're in another place, and attached to it was a barn. Long story short, I went out the door. It's down a long, narrow closet, hall, white, whatever. It was dark. And as I opened the door and stepped down the 2 small steps, I turned and looked up into the loft, and I saw a guy standing, or kneeling, and he had a rope in his hand, and he was looking right at me, but he was looking through me. I watched him put the rope around his neck and jump.
Well, that's absolutely insane, and I wish that I could witness something like that, because it would give me proof of life after death. But I haven't.
Right. And come to find out years later, what happened was the guy that I described to my sister, she showed me the newspaper that she had at the time. Evidently, he and his girlfriend, he had caught her cheating or something, and he couldn't handle it, so he went up there and hung himself. Yeah.
Yikes.
It's terrifying when you have experiences. It's terrifying, but thrilling. It's one of those. You don't know if it's like 5% thrilling and 95% terrifying, or the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I put that up there close to falling into a shark's mouth. But anyways.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. that might be more like 99% terrifying. But okay.
So, being
right.
scared, what is if you have, what is the craziest thing or food that you've ever snuck into a movie theater?
Before I answer that question, can I ask you one?
Uh-huh.
Sure.
Okay. And I do not mean this in any kind of negative way, but I'm asking you this and because I really do want to know. When you tell people that paranormal story of witnessing a ghost hang himself, do you expect and assume that people believe you?
No, not at all.
Okay.
No,
Just curious,
not at all.
because you do understand that is Not at all am I saying that I don't believe you, because I don't know. I have no idea if you experienced that before. I've never
Right.
experienced anything like that. I'm not at all saying that I don't believe you, but I am saying truthfully that, and I feel that this is definitely accurate, it's difficult for people to believe. And you do acknowledge
Right.
that?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
All right, I was
Yeah.
just curious.
Yes,
Okay.
when I tell people that, I don't expect them to believe me. That's up to the individual person. But I know what I saw. I know what happened. I heard the rope go taut, and I heard a snap. So
Yeah, well, again, not at all am I saying that I
I
don't
know.
believe you, because I have
I
no reason to believe that you would be lying about something like that. I mean, I have no clue. It's just I've never experienced anything like that, and I was just curious, for somebody that has experienced something like that, is it frustrating when you are telling that story to somebody and they're like, "Yeah, right," and you're like, "Whatever, you don't know," you know?
Not so much frustrating. Like I said, it's their opinion. They're entitled to it. Um, I know, what happened, and you're going to have believers and non-believers, and you just got to keep the balance, So
Right. Alrighty.
Usually,
So,
as people that have experienced other things go, okay, yeah, and the people that have never experienced are like, yeah, right. That's what
right,
I have found with my experiences. Is people
yeah,
that have
but
seen it believe it, and people that haven't generally don't.
at the same time, you have to keep an open mind and not just assume the worst in somebody, which is that they're lying to you, you know?
right,
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 right.
And just because you haven't, I've never seen $1 million cash, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist, And
right,
it's
Exactly.
exactly.
so anyway, I was just curious. I didn't mean to go off go off there.
No,
No, you are
absolutely. Go
fine.
off the
Thank you
rails.
for,
We don't
yes,
mind.
go off the rails. We don't mind. Thank you for that question. That was a very good question. So,
You're welcome. So what was your question? I apologize.
oh, no need to apologize. What is the craziest food item that you've snuck into a movie theater?
Ooh, that's a good question. Okay, so does alcohol count?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I'll just tell the story. So when I was young and dumb, I snuck into a movie theater with a friend of mine with a 6-pack of beer, and inside the movie theater, I'm gonna lose some subscribers right now. Watch. I Inside the movie theater, we were drinking beer, and we actually lit up a cigarette too. And I don't know what we were thinking. The manager came and told us to leave, and we did, and it was not one of my finest moments. I don't know what I do not know what we were thinking, but that did happen. Other than that, actual food item, I would say, because Century Theaters in California used to allow it, at least in my town, we brought in an old friend of mine. We used to bring in an entire pizza to the theater. Uh,
I've done that.
yeah, we'd go to Little Caesars and grab a hot and ready, and then we'd go to the theater, and they would let us in, and we would take in the whole pizza. So
Awesome. I wish they still allowed that, but then it takes money, away from their sales. But
right.
Back in the day, you used to be allowed to smoke in theaters.
Oh,
right.
really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
When I was younger, of course, I am older than you. Shh, don't tell anybody I said that. They all think I'm young and beautiful. But yeah, you used to be able to smoke in theaters.
Wow.
Is one theater here by where I live that has a bar in it. You can drink. So can't smoke, but you can drink.
So do we
You
have
actually get
any
mixed
more?
drinks. We do have one question. Gama Akutabi asks, if you could master one thing, what would it be and why?
Master one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like anything, or are they talking
Uh,
about with like my YouTube channel?
I think they're talking anything.
I think it would be, well, my need for elaboration wasn't really needed because it would still have to do with YouTube, even if it is anything. I would say creating videos. I think that's what it would be. If you want to go deeper than that, like mastering anything, then that would be like being a father. But definitely creating YouTube videos. It would be really cool to know exactly what to do to create the perfect YouTube video. I mean, I'm sure that all of us would love that, you know?
Well, in my opinion,
know-
I think you have already mastered it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if there is such a thing as a perfect video because everybody has something different that they want.
Well,
so
you
what
know,
may be perfect to you may not be perfect to somebody else. So I think that is possibly unobtainable.
it's unobtainable for everybody except Baby Shark because it has 9,251,000,000.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, maybe you're right about that. But to be fair, that is an earworm. It's an infection. So, in that sense, it's a disease. So, Gamma also asked if you could have a meeting with any author, writer, and you could have them write you a story to be featured on your channel, who would it be and why? About anything. He's getting very deep on these questions.
I think he's learned from me.
You know,
Right?
I'm betting most people would bet that I would say Stephen King, but even though it's not really his typical kind of thing, I would say if I could have William Shakespeare create a story for me, that's who I would choose.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, everyone to the graveyard. We need to reincarnate.
Right? All right, we're going to have to. Oh boy, it's going to take a lot of chickens to bring him back.
Oh, I know, right?
Pasta asks, would you consider yourself a hero or a villain?
Definitely hero. I know that's kind of funny to hear from somebody like me. You'd probably think that I would say villain because I love horror and I love slasher movies and stuff like that, but I'm also a very big fan of doing the right thing and following the law, and I'm also a very, very huge Star Wars geek, and I would consider myself as more of a Jedi than a Sith, and I just like heroes. I always have. They always, not always, but most of the time they come out on top, and I believe in doing the right thing and keeping the peace and not causing mayhem and stuff, you know?
Great response. I really love that.
I like that too. See, I don't consider myself a hero or a villain. I'm a final girl. I do what I have to do to survive.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the right thing. Sometimes it's the good thing. Sometimes it's not so nice. I do what I have to do to survive and take care of my people.
So being scared, you're throwing a dinner party. You can invite, yep, you can invite, how many is it, sis?
5.
5. And you can invite any 5 people, no matter who it is. Who would you invite, why, and what would you serve them?
From horror of any type.
Horror, yes.
Movies, books, YouTube, writers, directors, characters, actors.
5.
Any
Are
five
they
anything from horror anywhere.
living or dead, or just living?
Living, dead, imaginary,
Hmm.
Jeff the Killer,
Uh,
and Bram Stoker. You know, any five.
Okay, so Wes Craven, definitely.
Okay.
Is the director of Scream, which is by far my favorite scary movie, and I'm sure that some people listening to this know that. Mr. Nightmare. He's my, what I do for a living is because of him, so I think he deserves a spot at the table. I would love to be able to talk to him someday and develop a friendship. That would be really cool. But because I'm such a fan, that may not be possible. Just saying, may not be possible to be friends with him just because I'm such a fan of his. You know what I'm saying? But so Wes Craven, Mr. Nightmare. Man, these are some great questions. I really have to tell you, these are some good questions.
Thank you.
I really feel that I would love to have some of my buddies there with me, so I'm not feeling super uncomfortable with all these overwhelming presences. So I would say I would love to have Swamp Dweller there.
Yeah, you're gonna say that.
And the other two, the last two, this is so hard. I'm gonna have to go with R.L. Stein, just because the Goosebumps books when I was growing up were so
Awesome.
so meaningful.
Okay.
And then the reason that one of the reasons why I thought of Scary Stories Told in the Rain was because of Alvin Schwartz, the author of Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. So I would say him as well.
Awesome. That would be a great dinner party.
And what would you serve
That
them?
would. Yeah.
I think so.
I'm trying to think. I don't think we've had. I think maybe R.L. Stein has been mentioned before, but I don't think any of the others have. So cool. Very original.
Very original. What would you serve them?
I would serve everybody street tacos. Oh yeah.
Yep. See.
Awesome. Awesome.
Street tacos and a margarita bar.
Yes, there we go. So real quick, everyone, I just put the Chilling app link in chat here. It is also in the description pinned. If you haven't yet, it is an app that Being Scared has created. So if you haven't yet, go check it out. For 3 days, you get it for free. After that, it's $2.99 a month for a subscription. I enjoy it. I know you will. Check it out.
Thank you.
Furberry says the Chilling app is awesome.
It is.
Thank you, Furberries.
Okay. All right. So let's. I think we've done pretty much most of the deep probing questions.
So now it's time to have fun. Sorry.
Let's have fun, and we're going to do our silly questions, which we've asked a couple of them, but now we're gonna just do silly questions. So, who would you want? Who would you want to read your eulogy? Anybody?
My eulogy. My best friend Chris, who's the co-founder of my app, Chilling.
Oh, okay.
Awesome. Mine would be Anthony Hopkins.
I wish that I could say something more fun, like
Like Gilbert Gottfried?
like Jack Black or something like that. But
No, you're fine.
You're fine. You're fine. Okay. What if you woke up on Earth and discovered you were the only person left?
I've thought about that before.
Have you? Okay.
You know, what would I truly do? I would probably hectically drive around for a long time trying to find someone, and then after a certain amount of time, probably around, I'm guessing 1 to 2 days of not finding anybody, then I'd probably come to terms with that I'm the only one here. And then at that point, I would probably just want to find the nearest Taco Bell, and I would go in there and make like 5 burrito supremes and just eat all 5, and then I I really don't know.
Taco Bell, huh? All right.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Hoping that thinking that I'm hoping the food hasn't spoiled or something yet, and I can go in there and experience that one more time.
Right. Okay.
Other than that, any further than that, I really don't know.
Okay.
Well, I'd probably be doing a lot of crying and getting pissed off and breaking things, and
Yeah.
a lot of demolition. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
I
works.
think there'd be a lot of anger.
Yeah.
A lot of yelling at the sky. Why me? What the fuck were you thinking?
Yeah.
So it's an apocalypse. There's an apocalypse. And do you prefer slow zombies or fast zombies?
What the hell kind of person would I be if I said fast zombies? Slow. I want to be able to run right past you and not really worry about it.
Do you think you're most likely to die first?
And I'm not so confident. I'm not in the greatest of shape these days, so I'm not like, bring it on. Let's have things sprinting towards me all the time. No, definitely slow zombies.
So are you into video games?
Yes. I am a gamer at heart. I used to play all the time. I just don't really have time these days as much as I really wish that I did. But yes, I love video games, and I think about wanting to play them all the time.
So out of all the video games you've played, just one day you wake up and you're in a video game. Which character are you?
Huh. Squall Leonhardt from Final Fantasy VIII.
Oh. Interesting. Oh.
You didn't expect something so precise and quick, did you?
No. Okay. So you're on death row. You were a very bad boy, and you're going to be put to death in the morning. What do you ask for as your last meal?
My last meal of all time.
If he says street tacos.
No, I'm not going to say street tacos. I'm going to say... I'm going to say... Man, this is so hard. You know, I'm taking every question very seriously, and I'm really trying to think of the accurate answer.
You are. Thank you for that.
Amazing.
Man, this is so hard. But you know, I'm just gonna go with what my mind went to first, and that is a huge plate of just spaghetti and meatballs with garlic bread.
Oh,
Okay.
amazing.
Yeah, and a Caesar salad on the side.
I'm going to ask you the question that I asked Dr. Creepin, and this was his favorite question of everything that we asked him. What is your favorite word?
He's a very, very smart man. That is a very good question. My favorite word? Man, that's hard. That is really, really hard. Kind.
As in being kind?
Yes.
That's good.
Good word. Good word.
However,
His
a very close second, maybe even tying with that, would be the word scary.
his word, and I can't remember the actual word, but I remember the meaning of it. The meaning of his word is the smell of the ground after a rain. I can't
Huh.
remember the actual word, and I even wrote it down. I can't remember it. Petrichor? Is that what it was? Was it Petrichor? Yes, I think it
don't
was
remember.
Petrichor. Raven just wrote it for me. Petrichor.
Oh, okay.
The smell of the ground after a rain. That was Dr. Creepin's favorite word.
Oh, wow, that is amazing. I love that.
And isn't that just that? I mean, God, I love that man. I've had the privilege of interviewing him twice. So, okay. Gamma asks, do you have an editing team or do you do it solo?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Do you have an editing team or do you edit solo?
I do have editors. I have multiple, actually.
Oh, lucky you.
Yes, I do not do it myself anymore, simply because I don't think that I was very skilled in being able to do it. I've always felt that my editing skills were very meticulous and good, but they take forever. So I do rely and appreciate my editors that do it for me now.
They do a great job. So that kind of brings me to my question. We also asked Dr. Creepin, by the way, congratulations on reaching 300,000 subscribers. Well done. Well deserved.
Oh, yes. Congratulations.
So with that said, you're welcome. For new and upcoming narrators, like you said, email you about advice. So, because, a lot of people just starting out see your numbers and they're like, oh, I can't reach out to them in a DM or an email because of your numbers. What would you say to that?
I would say that if you reach out to me and ask for a collaboration, because that is so common, I'm probably not even going to respond. And it's not because I'm a jerk. It's because I have gotten it so much, and it's a very common thing to when you reach a certain point. But if you ask me for advice, for your channel or something, I'm much more willing to respond and give you advice. But a lot of people, I did this like crazy when I first started. I messaged Mr. Nightmare and Corpse Husband and other extremely successful narrators asking for collaborations, looking for that quick success. And it's not something that you, if I'm being quite honest, it's not something that you deserve to get right off the bat. You don't, if you've got 50 subscribers and you're reaching out to me asking for a collaboration and you've got 2 videos, I'm not even going to respond to you because it's just pointless. I'm not going to say no because I don't want you to respond to me in some kind of negative way. It's just easier to not say anything. But to answer your question, if you're asking for something like advice or something that you really want some help to better your channel, and you believe, which is very appreciated, by the way, that you would have the faith in me to help you, then I'm not going to consider your time emailing me wasted, and I will email you back.
Good response.
Okay.
I like that.
Very good. Very good.
Good answer.
Do you feel, how do I want to phrase this? Do you do a lot of interviews?
No, I've only done one other one in my entire YouTube career.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Again, do you think it's because of your numbers? Do you think people are afraid that you'll say no?
Interviews?
Yeah.
Why people don't ask me to do interviews?
Yeah, do you think they're just it's the same thing, the numbers?
Oh, as far as an interview goes, I don't believe so. I wouldn't. I've never thought of it like that. I don't know.
I honestly, I don't think it has anything to do with his numbers. I just like, well, here I go, sink or swim. So I just reached
Right.
out and, you know, it's like I just reached out and I asked you for an interview. And when you said sure, I was like, what? I was like, but, you know, it was very humbling. And I'm so glad that you decided to come here today and take the time to sit down with us and chat with us. And I
It
really
is very
appreciate it.
appreciative. This has been a wonderful. Derringer is about to lose her shit in the chat. She this question needs to be asked. What is your all-time favorite song? Oh, excuse me, Derringer. He's losing his shit. What is your all-time favorite song? Top 3 if you can't think of one.
My all-time favorite song is "Two of the Lucky Ones" by the Droge and Singers Blend. And then my second favorite would be "The Freshman" by the Verve Pipe.
I'm gonna have to check
okay.
that. I don't think I've ever heard that one.
Okay.
I'm gonna write it in the chat right now on YouTube.
Okay.
Okay. Real quick, I haven't seen her in a while. I want to say hi to Stacy. Hi, Stacy.
Oh yes, Stacy Scotty just stopped in.
Hey, it's been a while, sweetheart.
Yes. Hey.
She's another huge supporter in the horror community.
Yes. Yes.
So who's your third one being scared?
Probably "Don't Stop Believing" Journey.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, yes. I just love Journey anyways. You know, I went to, oh God, what is the name of that place? Yeah, I'll think about it later. But anyways, I went to the store to buy, you know, the collection of Journey CDs. The guy looks at me and he goes, we don't have any. I said, well, can you order them? He goes, no, we can't. It's something to do with Journey. Yeah.
Huh.
Yep.
Okay. So I've got 2 more questions because we're coming to the end, and I've got 2 more questions that I want to ask you. The first one is chicks dig scars. So what is your best or worst scar, and how'd you get it?
Physical scar?
Yeah. I don't want to hear about how Betty Joe broke your heart when you were 14.
It's probably, I have a scar on my ring finger on my left hand, right above my wedding ring, and I got that. It's a pretty deep mangled scar, and that happened when I was doing construction, probably in 2017, and I was doing a demo of a kitchen, and I was with my brother, who was my boss at the time. And we were just demolishing this kitchen so that they could make room for their new kitchen appliances. And so we thought it would be fun to film each other just going completely, ape crap on this kitchen with a sledgehammer and just smashing away at everything and just looking like an absolute monster, just destroying everything. And so I filmed him doing it first, and it looked really cool, and then I did it myself, and in the midst of doing that, a piece of tile on the counter, a broken tile, sliced my finger open.
Oh!
I know that had to hurt, but trying to be on
what's really funny is I didn't feel it at all. I didn't even realize I didn't even realize until I was done. and there was, blood dripping down my hand, and I was like, oh, and I didn't even realize until after.
But it was fun destroying everything.
Oh, it was. Absolutely.
Cool. Okay. So your best friend calls you in the middle of the night. He says, what do you say and what do you bring?
Wait, I'm sorry, say that again?
You broke
Your
up.
best friend calls you. Oh, I'm sorry. Your best friend calls you in the middle of the night and says, I need to hide a body. What do you say and what do you bring? That's assuming you say yes.
Assuming, of course, that I know for sure that he's actually being legit and not messing with me.
Well, yes. This is a legit, he has to hide a body.
I would say, I love you, and I'm sorry, but I'm going to call the cops and you're going to go to prison.
Really?
Well, yeah.
Wow. Dude, that's harsh.
I'm not going to get involved and help my friend do something that is morally, like, the worst possible thing that you could do.
Good
You're the only
answer.
person that said that. Wow.
Everyone, do not call being scared and ask him.
Right?
Remember my answer from earlier? I'm a
This
hero.
is true. You're a
Right.
paladin. You're not a hero. You're a freaking paladin. Do you play D&D? If you play D&D, you'll know what that is.
I played World of Warcraft, and I did have a paladin, and I did have my
Okay.
own guild with like 300 people a long time ago.
Okay. Wow. You're a paladin then. Okay.
So,
Don't call him to hide a body.
nope. Just what you might as well just do is put yourself in handcuffs and walk straight into a police station. So real quick,
Carrying a body.
right? Yeah, carrying a body. So before we go off air, do you have any questions for us, or a question for us?
Who was your first ever interview?
Oh my God, sis, we got to go back
Oh,
2 years.
I remember mine. That was a long time ago, but I remember mine.
Oh, damn. I feel horrible.
My very first interview was, oh my gosh, almost 3 years ago when I had a show, Zombified, and his name is Antonio. YouTube is Azazel Codex. And he came on. He actually is one of the people that helped me become a narrator. He edited the very first thing I ever recorded. And it was a Keats poem. I narrated a Keats poem and he edited it for me. And he came on and he cold read a Timothy Duran poem. Never seen it before. He cold read a Timothy Duran poem live on the air.
I am going to give this one to Filia self. That almost 3 years ago, 3 podcasts later. I honestly cannot answer that. I apologize to whoever it is. But I can tell you the narrator that was the first narrator to ask me for a collab. So, and that would be Mad Chatter.
Oh, cool.
Yes. The rest is history.
Yeah, that was one of your first ones.
Then it would be Stranger Stories. So.
Yeah, you were still just doing your poems then. That was the only thing that you were doing. Your poem, you were strictly poems, strictly poetry at the time.
Right, and then Nefarious TV or Nef and Night Terror NT encouraged me to put the poems on YouTube. And I go, do what?
Right.
Because I was just used to being a promoter and supporter. So I'm going to go ahead and start, and then being scared if you have any final words, and sis, we'll go ahead and let you take us out. So
Okay.
to everyone in the chat, thank you for being here today. Amazing questions. Thank you, Raven, for being the host again. Love you, dude. Thank you for patience for letting us have them again.
Yes, thank you.
Sis, thank you again for being here with me. Always a pleasure.
Always a
And
pleasure.
and being scared again. Thank you so much for being here. Awesome, awesome interview. You're an amazing person, content creator. Keep doing what you do. And everyone, go check the Chilling app out and check his YouTube channel out. So until next week, remember, the graves do whisper. Stay frightened.
Oh, speaking of next week, who's next week?
Oh yes, next week, join us for Madam Raven.
Oh, I love her. I love Madam Raven.
Being scared?
Do you have anything?
Your final
Yes,
word?
Thank you so much for having me. I had a lot of fun, and it was an honor to be interviewed. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. It was an honor having you here.
It was. Okay. Thank you again for being here. It was a wonderful interview. It was truly enjoyable. You have wonderful answers, and thank you for giving so much thought to your answers. In case anybody's wondering, the Nevermore Collection is a group of content creators that have come together to create a stage. This platform is for anyone in the community, and it is designed for content that may not fit your normal channel. Currently, we have 2 interview shows, The Traveler's Tavern and Grave Matters. We also have some narrators that game on this channel, and a show about cryptids. We also can host your videos. If you have any questions about joining or hosting a show on this platform, please reach out to any of us. As the Raven Dreams, PA Nightmare, 42 Reads, CreepyClownGirl, or myself. And remember, once you join the collective, you can leave nevermore.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Mwah.